Hey everybody, my name's Ash. Welcome to my channel, Saved by an Angel, where I talk about anything that has to do with paranormal, weird stuff, and self-improvement. Because in 2014, I tried to take my life and Archangel Michael appeared. In this video, I don't think this video is gonna help anyone, but part of my healing journey was being a truth seeker and trying to find out, as much as I could about this reality and what it's really about. And what I've come to find is that not all truths are roses and butterflies. I'm not a pamper seeker. I'm a truth seeker. And so this story has to do with my shadow side and spaz attack I had. And it was directed towards, the beings that are in control of this reality. And some of the things that I've seen in my out-of-body experiences I don't necessarily agree with. And what I mean by that is just basically some of the things that I struggle with are the crimes against humanity and all the struggling that goes on down here, and basically just how it's allowed. And I just think this reality is a little bit too extreme. I think there's too much suffering, and I've seen how the angels and I've seen how God see it all down here. A lot of people don't realize certain things, like Jesus having just as much love for Hitler as he does, the most dedicated Christian. They just see everyone doing their best down here and growing and learning and expanding. They see it all as beautiful. And well, when I look at my life, see some people come into this life, have pretty decent life, never know what it's like to have anxiety or depression or want to end their life, right? And a lot of people, from what I've come to realize, are living from a space of ignorance is bliss. A lot of people are what I call fake happy. Basically, if you were to take away all the alcohol, cigarettes, coffee, all these addictions from planet Earth, if you were to take them away, there'd be a lot of people all of a sudden that would be sitting there with themselves, and it wouldn't take them long for them to realize just how depressed they are. Not only that, I also believe that a lot of people on this planet have no clue about the reality they're living in, from the bigger picture, about what's actually going on, who's controlling the government, and what kind of energies are around this planet. And so when you don't know all this, it's a lot easier to be, peachy. I found the more things that I come to learn from my visitations from beings like angels and out-of-body experiences, I found it quite disturbing, to be honest. When I started to see how our guides and angels were and were not willing to guide us in certain situations in our life, I've seen firsthand many flaws from the divine side. And so this story that I'm going to share with you guys, this happened when I was in a bit of a dark place, you could say. I just wasn't... It's interesting when I look at my healing journey, because I went through, after my mom passed away for many years, I went through all this healing of like earthly issues, right? And I got to a pretty good place. But then I started experiencing all these things of like having out-of-body experiences and visitations, and I started to learn more about the other side. And honestly, the more I learned, the more I kind of fell back into a bit of a funk, right? And so some of the things that I worry about, probably there's maybe only a couple handfuls of people on this planet worrying about. And so this one time I was in my garage, and I wasn't thrilled with this reality. I was just thinking of humanity as a whole, and thinking about how all this technology has been suppressed, and how I lost my mom to cancer, and how there's no need for it because the cures have all been invented. They're just being silenced, right? And I just thought of how much evil is running this planet, and how much people are actually suffering. And now that I know a little bit more about demons and shitty energy, and I see how many people that I know when they pass away are not going to be going to a place that, you know, they're going to be too thrilled with. And I look at this whole experiment and I'm just like, man, in my opinion, this whole thing is failing, but it's just from things that I've seen from the other side. And so getting back to this meditation I tried to shut down the matrix, and what happened was quite amazing. It was quite paranormal, that's for sure. So for about a half an hour I went into this meditation, and the purpose of this meditation was I was projecting my consciousness to parts of our existence that had never heard of planet Earth, and I was putting out this white orb flashing with information saying planet Earth needs to be shut down, all management needs to be replaced, many souls are suffering. And I said this with great intensity for half an hour. And then I thought of my higher self, the one who, see, what I've come to realize is that a lot of people, this higher self is kind of a stupid label, to be honest with you, because a lot of people in the spiritual community have been led to believe that your higher self means that it's like the purest part of your soul, and that's not true. Your higher self is a being that has its own opinions, and it's just in a higher dimension. It's the highest dimensional being that's looking after you and guiding you, right? And this being has opinions. And I don't care if you put 100 really good people in a room, not every single person in that room is going to agree with everyone, right? And so your higher self that's looking after you has its own opinions. And what I've come to realize is that I always thought, you know, oh, divine, everything's perfect, you know, leave it to them. But we don't always agree actually with these beings. That's what I've come to learn. And I actually fired my higher self. But when I was in this meditation, what I did is I pictured my higher self, because he came to me. I know exactly what he looks like. And I put a spotlight on him, and I just I said out to the cosmos, I said, this is a pathetic being, and if anyone wants to take him out, you know, this being doesn't deserve to be living anymore. And the reason why I said all this and did all that is because our higher self is pretty much the one who is most involved with our incarnation. And see, when I look back on my life and I see how willing my guides were to put me on a suicidal mission where my soul would end up in hell, because I've had 4 visitations from Lucifer, so I know that's real, I'm a little ticked off with my guides, to be honest with you. So here's what happened. Shortly after this half an hour meditation of me putting out this pulse, I could feel something in my crown chakra happening, which is interesting because I've noticed when higher dimensional beings come to me, I feel something shift in my crown chakra. And when I've had lower dimensional beings like Lucifer visit me 4 times, it's an activation in my lower chakra. It's interesting when you think about the world is in you. But anyways, so my crown chakra gets activated and I'm shown a picture of the earth, and this being came, and this being was from a very far place. And what was amazing to me was that this being was actually like 5 times bigger than the planet Earth. It was a male figure, and I just seen this massive being come up to the earth, and he looked at it and he said, no, everything's fine here. And he was talking to me, and then he went away. And I was just like kind of blown away by that. And then seconds later, it's kind of hard to paint this picture, but in a very frantic energy, all of a sudden I felt in my crown chakra, and I felt something, and then I see in my third eye this frantic energy coming towards me, and it was my higher self, and he wasn't pleased. And hold on, I should rephrase that. it was my higher dimensional being that's no longer my higher self, because I fired him and Lord Shiva's moved in from what I was shown. But he came to me frantically for a second and he said, "You have no idea how much shit you've caused me." No, that he didn't swear. That's my language. He says, "You have no idea how many problems you've caused me." And then it just kind of disappeared. And so I wanted to share this. Why? Because it has to do with paranormal weird stuff, and I thought it was kind of cool, even though I was having a spaz attack at the time. So yeah, I just wanted to share this because it's paranormal weird stuff, and you know, it doesn't get any more weird than that. So thanks for watching, everyone. Appreciate the likes and subscribes, helping my channel grow. See you in the next one.